Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Joe Palmer begins now.
In an out-of-this-world experience, some Tasmanian space enthusiasts have connected with NASA from their seats in Ulverston. It's all part of a weekend-long cosmic celebration, with some even using the Force.
Making contact with the experts at NASA in Houston, right here in Tasmania.
Thank you very much for having us today.
The cosmic event, rocketing the final day of the 5th annual Tastrofest.
There's so many areas that actually all tick the boxes of astronomy and space, and there's actually lots of future in it too. So of course, if people want to change careers or if they're looking for pathways, well, that's why we're here.
Including talks from local pros, like this fellow NASA scientist from Penguin, to inspire the next generation of galactic explorers.
Just do it, have a go. That's what I did. I didn't know whether I was going to succeed or not. And then after some years, I thought I have to try because I'd always wanted to.
I've always wanted to be a spaceman because I've always wanted to go to the moon.
This replica space shuttle Discovery is 3/4 the size of the real deal in the United States and is one of many out-of-this-world attractions that have touched down in Ulverston this weekend.
It's really about making sure that everybody has access to resources to pursue the interests that really appeals to them. So it could be droids, it could be robots, it could be Lego.
And there's no guesses to everyone's favourite epic films.
It's really important because I've always liked Star Wars because my dad's brought me up with it.
Ruby Kamain, 7 Tasmania News.
Tasmanian anglers are encouraged to get their rods ready with the state's trout season officially open and ready for fishing. It comes as Tasmania gears up to host the World Fly Fishing Championships from November, with hundreds expected to flock to our top angling spots. In a statement, Minister for Primary Waters Guy Barnett says good lake heights and strong river flows are expected to create excellent fishing conditions right from the start. It's a subject many avoid discussing, but today a Sorell funeral home kick-started conversations about death. The first ever Dying to Know Expo was held, helping people come to terms with the concept and plan ahead.
It's a subject many have grave fears talking about. Sorell Memorial Hall was the venue for an exhibition, helping people begin the talk about the end of their lives.
Death is not such a fearful subject, and if you have more information and knowledge is power.
A number of exhibits were on display, while guest speakers spoke about topics people will face when themselves or a loved one moves on.
There's a fear around it being able to afford to pay for a funeral, and the other big fearful thing that most people have is that death is painful, like it's the fear of pain.
Like many other products, new trends are emerging. Many are becoming dead serious about leaving an environmentally friendly footprint via cardboard coffins and urn trees.
Becoming a tree after you die rather than taking up resources with massive headstones and lawn cemeteries and things like that.
Lee Connell is set to begin Tasmania's first Death Cafe discussion group in Hobart for those interested in the topic.
Basically for people to come together, have a coffee, tea and talk about whatever it is about death and dying.
While those remaining can keep hold of those who've passed away via jewellery designed with fingerprints.
People like to have the memories with them all the time, and it gives people something to tangibly hold on to.
John Hunt, 7 Tasmania News.
Model trains were the focus of an exhibition at Glenorchy's Transportation Museum. Dozens of enthusiasts gathered to show off their models, some of which took thousands of hours of work to complete. Local history was also on display, including a scale model of the Fingal line, which ran from Canara to St Mary's. Organisers say the hobby has many benefits.
Get a lot of fun out of building them, and there's a lot of self-satisfaction, and it's also a very therapeutic sort of hobby.
Funds raised will be donated to the local Lions Club.
The TSL and Clarence have pulled off arguably the upset win of the season, with the bottom side toppling the first place Lauderdale at Blunston Arena today. The Tigers earned bragging rights over bitter foes North Hobart in Kingston, while North Launceston showed they're still the real deal in 2019 with a dominant win over the Blues.
Always a fiery clash between the Eastern Shore rivals. Today was no exception as the Roos helped themselves to an unexpected 11-point quarter-time lead. The Bombers bit back in the second, with the side's big names stepping up to keep things interesting. But back-to-back majors saw the home side shift things back in their favour and set things up for another big upset in 2019. The ladder leaders attempting to muscle their way back into the match by providing the young Roos with a few nervous moments. But the home side held on to record just their second win of the year by 22 points, with the loss further soured by injuries to two of the Bombers' best in Bryce Walsh and Josh McGuinness. Billed as the grudge match of the season, there was no love lost between the Tigers and Demons at the Twin Ovals, with the visitors taking a 4-point advantage into the first change. The Tigers roaring to life in the second, with Mick Paul and Tyler Carter leading the way on the scoreboard to see the home side up by 35 points at the long break. From there, the final siren couldn't come quickly enough for the D's as the Tigers showed the rest of the competition why they belong to be there come finals, storming home the 73-point winners. With Launceston keen to atone for last weekend's shock loss to North Hobart, the northern rivals had other ideas at Windsor Park, booting away to an early lead. Showing no signs of rust after the week off, the reigning premiers had all the answers as their surge towards September continued, keeping the Blues to just 7 majors for the match to notch up an impressive 38-point win.
The Tasmania Devils NAB League season has ended in disappointing fashion, with the side going down to the bottom place Geelong Falcons at North Hobart Oval today. It was a low-scoring affair with both sides failing to fire on the scoreboard, with the visitors eventually coming away with a 7-point win at the final siren. Despite finishing up second last on the ladder, the Devils will still get the chance to play finals, however, thanks to a wildcard round in 2 weeks' time. To soccer, and following an underwhelming 2019, Riverside has salvaged some late season pride, getting up over crosstown rivals Launceston City in a hard-fought affair at Windsor Park. The host struck early courtesy of this stellar effort from Ryan McCarriger before Noah Miles made the most of some lacklustre defence to square things up before half-time. Riverside had one more left in them, sealing the 2-1 win to record their 4th victory of the season.
Good evening. A beautiful day at Launceston today, reaching a high of 17, Devonport 15, a top of 14 at Burnie and 11 for Hobart. Other centres today, a high of 13 across Friendly Beaches, Lowhead and Smithton, 11 at St Helens, Strawn and Grove, and Lyweenie 5. On the close-up, low-level cumulus cloud across Tasmania, particularly in the west and south, with clearer conditions in the north. Further out shows a cloud band over southern Western Australia and the Bight ahead of a cold front crossing southwest WA. Tomorrow the high is moving east over Victoria and New South Wales, with a front south of WA beginning to move across the Bight. South to southwesterly winds tomorrow 5 to 15 knots, swells up to 6 metres in the west and south and below 1 metre in the north. A road weather alert is current for the potential for ice on susceptible Tasmanian roads in the morning. Tomorrow's forecast now looking cloudy with a high of 11 across Hobart, Richmond and Ouse. In the north, a frosty start, then partly cloudy at Launceston and Deloraine, Devonport a high of 10. Burnie and Strawn tomorrow reaching a high of 10, cloudy and 13 at Curry. Partly cloudy with a high of 11 across St Helens and Whitemark, 12 in Swansea. Looking to the 3-day forecast now, Monday showers about the west and north, fine elsewhere. Tuesday showers about the west and north extending statewide during the morning. And finally, Wednesday, morning showers about the west and far south, showers developing about the north during the afternoon. Capital cities mostly sunny in Adelaide tomorrow, 14 in Melbourne, expecting a possible shower in Sydney and a sunny 24 in Brisbane. And on to current temperatures, Hobart 8, partly cloudy, Launceston and Devonport 8, mostly clear. That's all in weather tonight. Back to you, Joe.
Lovely. Thanks so much for that, Jackie. And that's all from the news team for now. Thanks so much for your company. Have a lovely evening and good night.
It was Honeysuckle Creek Tracking Station.
Okay,